Michael, Baramarayat. Okay, we're done with that. Hello everyone! So I'm very excited to be here doing this video because every time I ask for like recommendations for videos, things you guys would like to see, every time people are like, book video, book video, book video. And I'm like, guys, okay. So here we are. I haven't done that many so far this year because I don't really like doing individual book reviews. I like to do more like this is accumulated books that I've read. So I brought a few books that I recently read as well as a book that I've never mentioned that I want to mention. My glasses are really dirty. What else is new? So yeah, I'm really excited to show you guys some of my favorite books that I've read recently and or are reading. And then I also wanted to run a few books by you guys and see if you've read them yet that I'm going to take on vacation with me. So let's get started first with the book that I never mentioned that I wanted to mention today, which actually has a dust cover, but I don't know where it is. And isn't it a beautiful book though? This is a book that my sister either brought back from Europe or was reading while in Europe. It's called Left Bank by Kate Muir, and now that I think about it, I feel like I've seen other books by her around in places, in the library, I don't know. But this is one of the first books I read with like kind of more mature themes, and to be honest with you guys, I don't really remember all the details, but I do remember it having some like really beautiful imagery of Paris. I've never been. I will definitely put a link to GoodReads for you guys to check this out. One side of my hair is always bigger than the other. Help me. Definitely something that what is happening, you know? Definitely something that I've thought about mentioning before and just kept forgetting, so now I've mentioned it. Here it is. And there's lines everywhere because that's the way life goes sometimes. The thing is, I mention books in every favorites video, so if you're like, Emily, you never do book videos anymore, that's because every favorites video I mention a book, and like my March favorites, my April favorites, what is March? My April favorites, I spent a good half of the video talking about books. So if you want to see that and you haven't watched it, normally that's where I update you guys on like what I'm reading currently or what I'm interested in and da-da-da-da. So one of the books that I read a little while ago was Major Pettigrew's Last Stand. I kind of was hesitant about reading it because it was sort of boring. Like I felt like the whole thing was really like a plateau. Like there was no like peak. There was just like a steady climb of nothingness, I felt like. I really did like it though. I would recommend it. It's a slow read, a good book for a vacation, which is very important if you are going on vacation or in the summer when you want to read something a little lighter. And then also you guys remember I mentioned reading Wild, which I think I lost it. Oh no, you know what? My mom has it. Wild by Cheryl Strayed, which was amazing. And again, I talked about this in the favorites video, but it was one of my favorite books that I've read in a long time, and I definitely recommend that. And I think I have that on my GoodReads account. I think I did a review, I can't remember. But yeah, Major Pettigrew was okay. Okay, so, you know. The last book I want to mention that I've read recently is The Golden Notebook by Doris Lessing. Again, I feel like I'm just repeating myself because I talked about this in my favorites video, but in case you didn't see that, I read this because it was the winner of the Nobel Prize for Literature, but I didn't end up really, well, I didn't end up finishing it, let's be honest, because first of all, it's thick. It's a thick book, yeah. Normally I can manage this. I mean, I read the whole Game of Thrones series and I'm still here. But it was really dense and negative and boring, and I'm going on vacation and I don't really want to surround myself with this negativity. I've told you guys before, like I talked about in my anxiety and depression video, like I'm very easily affected by other things around me. So if I'm reading something negative, like I tend to be a more negative person, which I don't know if that's normal, probably not. But this book was just really weird and I couldn't really latch onto it. And like I said in that video, maybe I'll try it in another 10 years and see if I get it, and maybe I won't, but we'll see. I don't know. Obviously someone liked it because it won the Nobel Prize. No big deal or anything, Doris. Now I have a few books to talk about that I'm either currently reading or about to read, and I want to know if you guys have read these. The first one I again mentioned in my last video, my April favorites, or my video a few videos ago. I don't remember how long ago it was. It feels like just yesterday. This is Americana by I don't know how to say her name and I don't want it to offend anyone. But this is one of the 10 best books of the year by the New York Times. I talked about this again. I love the New York Times, big fan. And I'm so far loving this book. Just so far it's really amazed me, and I'm really into it. I find it very interesting. I find the Nigerian culture very interesting. Like I just find that whole world so different than what I have grown up with. And even like a Nigerian woman coming to America, her experience. I hope to finish it while on vacation because it seems fairly doable, but it is very interesting. And so far I really love it. And then the other one I'm bringing on vacation with me is this one, which I got at my library, so I kind of have to cover it, which I never get books from libraries anymore. What happened? I used to be like the biggest library fan. I used to go and get like 17 books and read 2 of them. This is The Circle. Can you see that? By David Eggers, which, wait. Oh my god, that's fucking weird. Excuse my language, but he reviewed this book. I feel like this is a weird, sort of weird moment that I feel kind of weird about. Did I say weird enough in that sentence? I don't know. My hair is so fucking puffy. Excuse my language, what's more? Basically, I picked this up at the library because I definitely remember seeing this elsewhere and thinking, I think I want to read it. It's basically kind of a dystopian novel, but not. I'm really excited to read it. I think it's a kind of based on like the future where technology has become like much more, even more prominent and controlling than it is now. So I'm excited to read this. I looked it up on GoodReads and it didn't have the best reviews. So I'm gonna try and read it, see if I like it, and if I don't, that's okay. I'll just read Wild again. I think the book I mentioned a while back now, All the Light We Cannot See, one of my favorite books of all time, probably the book that I would read again and again and again if I had only one book to read. I think it won the Nobel Prize for Literature. I don't know if that's true. I'll look it up and let you know, but that's crazy, and it's amazing. I'm so happy for that author because that is truly an incredible book. Nobel Prize? I don't think that's right. I don't know. Anyways, the next one I want to quickly talk about that I want to read in the near future is The Dinner by Herman Koch. Koch? It doesn't even have an R in it, but I had to go there. I actually had a funny experience with this book because I was at one of my favorite bookstores, Chapters, Canadian, one of my favorites, very nice store. I've applied to work there a bunch of times and never hired me. I was actually standing by like the new releases or whatever back a while ago, like probably a year ago now, and a lady came up to me while I was like, I think I was looking at this book, and she was like, oh my god, you have to read that. That is one of my favorite books I've ever read in my whole entire life. And I was like, whoa, like for you to come up to me and be like, I love this, was really like amazing to me. I totally would do that with some of my favorite books, like All the Light We Cannot See or Wild or whatever, but like that was so cool. My parents later bought it and I'm now gonna read it. I haven't even started reading it yet because, again, it's kind of like a thriller in a way, and I don't know if I'm mentally prepared for that. Let me know if you've read this. I've heard really good things about it. My mom and dad had different reactions to it, and they want to know how I'm going to react. I think one of them was angry at the end and one of them was like, thought it was funny. I don't know. My parents are pretty messed up. What can I say? So those are all kind of the books I wanted to update you guys on. I thought this would be just a fun video to let you guys know what I'm reading currently, what I have read recently, and then what I'm going to be reading. Does that sound, that's like past, present, and future kind of sort of thing? So anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know down below if you have any video requests or book suggestions. I'll also link my GoodReads account so you can follow me. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye! I don't know what's... Ow. Ow!